Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
When we started,
Right.
bless your health.
Thank you. It's not really a problem. It's great. It's cold in Britain again. Things got very cold here. Right. Okay. Let's check. Yeah. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us wherever you are in the world. I am Lembit Opik. I am the chair of the Parliament of Asgardia, and this is our weekly meeting. I'm going to take these off. Better when I do this. Our weekly meeting, which is informal, but it gives us the opportunity to talk with each other about the things that really matter. My mission is to keep these meetings focused and short, but very useful at the same time. As usual, I'll start with my key points, and then I'll open it up for everybody else to make their points as well. And if the deputy chair here is here as well, he can report on the other meeting that we had, of the chairs of committees. Okay, 5 things to report. First of all, we have a digital sitting coming up, and we've got most of the documentation ready for that now. Thank you, everybody. Big thank you to Corner, who has done an exceptionally good job on one piece of legislation I was waiting for. So that looks really good. Thank you very much. So let's see if we can get all of that in and see how that progresses. Secondly, we're going to have an Asgardia Legislative Forum, and that will be, I have to check the date for that again. I put it down wrong in my diary, but it'll be in the forthcoming Saturday. That's our opportunity to go through everything together informally, and that usually helps with the process of the digital sitting. So, the idea is that we discuss the legislation, and that will also be broadcast to the world. And then when we get to the digital sitting, usually that helps with the flow and the effectiveness of that sitting. Thirdly, I have now submitted a proposal for a physical sitting for next year. Why? Because we don't have very much time this year. And it was pointed out to me by some colleagues, quite a few colleagues, that you may have difficulty getting visas in the time available. For that reason, it seems to be more logical to have that meeting next year. I've made that proposal, and the two dates I suggested are either June, to reflect the 7th anniversary of our very first physical sitting, or October, to reflect the anniversary of the establishment of Asgardia with the Paris Accord. That I will inform you of once I get information about that. If we do get the okay, the approval to do that, this gives us a lot of time to get all the visas sorted out and the location as well. The two most likely locations are Istanbul still or Dubai. But it's possible that if we get recognized by a terrestrial nation, then we will go there. That's another piece of work which I'm working on now. So the fourth point is the big mission is to be recognized by one of the terrestrial United Nations affiliated nations. And I need your help. If you have an idea or a connection with politicians who could be interested in recognizing Asgardia, that would be really good and very important to all of us. My advice then is that we actually work together in the common interest of achieving that recognition. My request, therefore, is please give me directly a guidance on if you don't need to do it just now, but please do let me know as soon as you can if you think that there are nations or politicians in nations who would help us become recognized. There's an advantage to them. Early adopters will get more benefit from working with Asgardia as we grow. Also, just because the way the world is, those who show us faith now will obviously get a preferential relationship because it'll be developed over a longer period of time. So that is my request there. That's an important, very important opportunity for us to reach out to the world and maybe have a physical sitting there, which of course brings revenue to that nation as well. The main thing is that that nation is recognized in the United Nations, because that helps us with our mission to get recognized by the United Nations itself. Fifth and last point I have is this. Ricky may want to say something about it, but there was a big launch today, a big test today in space, which I won't go into. But Ricky made a very good point, and others made a good point, that we should maybe recognize achievements by Elon Musk and others so that they can see that we're serious and that we're engaged in their success. The first spacewalk by a commercial non-professional pilot, non-professional astronaut happened today, and it seemed to go very well. That's a very exciting step forward. A billionaire paid to go and do it and succeeded. There are other interesting opportunities of the same nature, like the spaceship which was taking DNA to the moon, probably in early 2025. Thanks to Cheryl Gallagher, we have involvement there as well. So my request is, when you see these opportunities, do let us know, and then we need to think how to respond. We didn't conclude how best to send a message to Elon Musk and congratulate him on his pretty impressive spacewalk. It's a very, very ambitious project that he's done, depressurizing an entire spacecraft and testing new spacesuits. Really very impressive. But a lot was achieved, and we might want to be involved in celebrating that achievement. So those are my points. Thank you for everybody who's been involved. Obviously, I'm building up to the digital setting, but also the Asgardia Legislative Forum, and those take a lot of time. But I'm looking forward and optimistic that we will do both of those things very well, and that soon I'll get a response about the proposal for a physical setting. Right, I see Ariadne. Over to you, Ariadne.
Thank you very much. Well, regarding the declaration of independence as a nation, I think it's very important. In this moment, many people is working about the space law, and I make and share in the Slack this article that I want to share with you about this question. What changes are vital in the regulation of general space law? I put this in the Spanish, but you can put the English or Spanish or French or the language that you want to connect with the situation of the space in this moment. The self-affirmation as an Asgardians, we need to create the idea in the people about what is matters in the space. Maybe few people agree with us, maybe not. We are creating a little paths to involve with the people in a space. But as an Asgardians, we have a constitution, and the constitution talking about the unity of humanity. And in that issue, we need to create a path on that situation. I put only five points to connect with some kind of paper that we can create in that, or affirmation as guardians in the space. Maybe many people wants to create a business, wants to create properties, wants to create many things. We know the space is a common place to everyone. And in that situation, we need to create a declaration, because as a member of the Committee in Science, and also in the Committee of Information and Communication, we need to spread the idea, what we think about the space, why the space matters to us. In the future, the space is our home, will be our home. And in this moment, we are working for that. And I don't receive any declaration or comment. Many people is silent in the Slack. And I want to invite you to talking about these concerns, because yes, it's very important to create an administration. Why the people put in the space many satellites? As the celebrating people, the Elon Musk, maybe he don't need more satellites there, but it's a business for him. And we need to put the finger in the situations that hurts to other people. Maybe not as a diplomatic situation that we can create as a parliamentarians. We need to put not the finger on hearts to the people. We need to put the finger in the reasons, ecological reasons, to create the best for the space, for the orbit in the space. I think that, I don't know, what do you think about it? But it's my comment. The article is there. You can read it if you want. You can comment if you want, or create a proposal of law also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's an interesting point. Let me leave that open for colleagues to respond to if you'd like to. That would be very welcome. I see Peter Morn is here now. So Peter, do you want to give a brief summary of your meeting as well? Oh, Peter vanished.
Right.
They are. Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we had quite a lively chairs meeting this evening. We had some great ideas from Sarah Clark's suggestions about junior residence option, to have the ability to have your children be residents without paying a full residency fee and having them attached to your residency was a very good idea. That's come from her. She had a lot of talk about flies and honey, and I didn't really fancy that, and I didn't really understand it, but I think it was a good idea nonetheless. Ricky suggested that we should be sending congratulations to those, in inverted commas, amateur astronauts on the current space mission and the spacewalk from the people of Asgardia, whether it be from the Parliament or from the head of nation, or indeed from the Prime Minister. And Lambert had the usual suggestions that he comes up with great ideas, suggestions of a country code for Asgardia, so you could have a telephone code for Asgardia. Seemed like a good idea. All great ideas tonight, which we'll be developing as we go forward towards the next full parliamentary session. I think that more or less covers what we talked about, Lambert.
Thanks. Yeah, I've just got information actually from Rebecca. Children of residents are already considered residents, but family associations on the website are being worked on. So I think there is some way of doing this within the context of the kind of thinking we already have. That's helpful, very helpful, because I do think there's a real opportunity there. I think there is an opportunity here, and we just need to think about that a little bit more and work out how we do monetize that in a way which is good for everybody. There's no cheating involved in that. It's a perfectly legitimate thing to try to monetize this in the way that we're discussing. Just in terms of the other ideas, I am working on some other ideas as well, and I'm quite keen to develop them further before I share them here. Thank you, Peter. Let's go back to Ariadne.
I remember in the currently space of citizenship, the children don't pay because depends of his parents, and that is the reason. But maybe how it is the name? Some stimul for Asgardia because they are an Asgardian. So I love the idea. Not the same, not with a residence of 100 euros, maybe with a less. I think it's good.
Thank you very much indeed.
Applause to Sarah Clark.
Appreciate that. Does anybody else have anything else before I go to any other business? While you're thinking, do raise your hands while I'm talking, because I'll go to that any other business. Things to look out for. Further investigation into that telephone number idea. Really interesting idea. Really, really great idea from Sarah. Also looking into how we create potentially an uplift in revenue by doing the child residencies in a sophisticated way, by enhancing what we're already doing, but doing it even better than we are. Then looking ahead, we've got the Asgardia Legislative Forum coming up, and I have to find the I'm sorry, okay, I need to just check to confirm the date I said for that. I think it was the 21st or the 28th of September, which is a Saturday. I'll just confirm that. I'll make sure everybody knows. And that's a precursor to the digital sitting that we'll be having at the beginning of October. And then the final thing is, I hope to get information about if we're going to have a physical sitting next year. I think we will have. And then location as well. But tied to that, please do send me information about potential politicians or potential nations, big or small, that might help for us by recognizing us. If they're members of the United Nations, I think there are 193 members of the United Nations. If they're members, they might want to help us by helping us join as well, by recognizing us. And we could take our physical sitting there as well. in the spirit of mutual cooperation. That's what I had for tonight. Let's go to Ariadne. Ariadne, hi.
Well, I remember in the past legislation as a parliamentarian talking with Bendel about the situation of the card of birth with the people. I think we need certificate borns in Asgardia. We have an ID in Asgardia, but we are talking also with Ugur Aydin about the certificate of birth of the child that is born in this period of 8 years. And why not? It's another business, because if you want to certificate annotation in the birth date registration of Asgardia, you need to pay for it. Well, maybe Sarah is agree with that, maybe not. And I want to send you, Chairman Lambert, a letter, because I'm talking with Clive Simpson about some personality in my country to create a relationship with them. And I prefer send the letter. Do not pronounce the name of the people, because maybe yes, maybe not, but we need to create the situation for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's a very good point. I think what we need to do is take seriously what you're saying and take seriously our obligations to make this a reality. Essentially, that's what we have to do. We have to make this, no one else will do it for us. We have to make this happen. And when we show willing and determination, then other people will as well. Ricky.
Yeah, I sent you a message about the mobile, the code, and like we had discussed during the chairs meeting, you don't have to have the physical equipment. You can piggyback. So, like I said, that's something to consider.
Okay. Thank you. I'll have a look at that as well. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Any other business? Okay. Thank you, everybody. We'll send a confirmation of the Asgardia letter to the forum date. Some great ideas coming forward. Some great ideas. And the big news, of course, is let's hope that we get some clarity about the physical sitting date initially, and then location too. It's a matter of logistics more than anything else that we're not having the physical thing this year. But it does mean we'll have one more digital sitting this year. And then I hope the big physical sitting next year. But once we've got that date, everyone can plan ahead. And that gives us plenty of time to get that right. So thank you, everybody. We're finished there. We will meet next Thursday as usual. I'm just going to check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that timing will be fine for the usual time. And in the meantime, if you need me, please do get in touch. I'm very much looking forward to making some really serious progress here with the things that we're discussing, and to turn the kind of ideas that Sarah and others have brought into the system into action. With that, we finish. So have a good morning, noon and night. I've got quite a lot of work to do. I've been very busy, actually, and it shall continue to be that way. But busy is good, because busy means we're making progress. Thank you very much. We can close, and all around the world, if you do want to become a resident, it's 100 solars, euros, dollars, pounds, 100. And with that, you will be able to become an Asgardian resident with all the benefits that will have. And that's an exciting thing to do, an exciting place to be. So with that, we close with the recording as well. And I shall see you next week, but be in touch before then as well. Okay, thank you, everybody. Aho.